When I was 10 years old, me and my parents moved to Oman in the Middle East. In June 2007, a cyclone hit Oman and it was called Cyclone Gonu.
A disaster is a sudden, calamitous event that seriously disrupts the functioning of a community and causes human, material, and economic or environmental losses that exceed the community's ability to cope using its own resources. Though often caused by nature, disasters can have human origins.
I didn't really make much of it, like me and my parents. But on the Tuesday I went to school to find that half the students were missing, as all the students that were whose parents were in the army had been evacuated and flown out of the country and gone back to the UK. And then over the tannoy, our headmaster came over and said, everyone go home, everyone prepare, and we were evacuated and sent home early.
An alert is a notification or warning of a possible or an actual disaster. An alert will be issued by the switchboard via pager group call, direct contact, and public address system. A yellow or partial alert is a warning of impending disaster with a number of victims being rescued and transferred to the hospital. The number and the condition of the victim are unknown. A red or full alert is a notification of an actual disaster. The nature and the number and or condition of the victims will obviously or are likely to be more than the usual available resources that can handle.
When we got home, found that my dad had also been let out of work early to prepare, and my mum had earlier just been to the shops and found that Al Fair was just chock-a-block full of people, queues coming out of the shops, everyone was just in a massive panic. But instead of us being stressed out about it, my dad made it quite exciting. So we got in loads of chocolate and we ordered 10 pizzas from Pizza Hut. We got back home and we put the television on and then all the electricity went off. So that was a bit of a turning point where I was like, actually, this is actually a bit serious, we just lost electricity. And then it started to rain. And when it rained, it absolutely chucked it down.
Here we are. Shannon surviving Gonu.
We suddenly heard a massive bang. One of the trees had fallen over and hit our next door neighbour's house. So my parents had a nap and I set up my little bed out in the corridor. We'd shut all the doors and we went to sleep. In the morning when we woke up, not much else had happened, but we decided to go out for a drive and have a look at what had happened in Muscat.
Oh, the whole car is in the way.
Gonu, which tore through Oman this week before heading towards Iran, killed 35 people and left another 30 missing, police said today. In the meantime, while people were searching...
It was just horrific, and we couldn't believe that we sat the whole night thinking it was just rain, and that had actually happened. We ended up losing our electricity for about 4 or 5 days, and our water. And in our little courtyard we had a pool and filled buckets up from the pool water. We used it to flush our toilets, and on a couple of occasions me and my mum actually washed our hair. Not a lot of people knew about Cyclone Gonu. It wasn't broadcasted on the news much, and the official number is around 200 people, but we all knew that the number was more reaching 1,000. What I think I've learned most from this experience is this whole idea that a natural disaster brings together a society and how everyone is equal. And that whole idea it just isn't true. I think Gonu proved that. Unfortunately, wealth, social class and nationality were crucial to your survival in a natural disaster, and those less fortunate were the ones that had to suffer the horrific consequences.
A hospital disaster occurs when an event results in the disruption of the normal functioning of the hospital, or results in casualties of all types and degrees of severity more than the available resources can handle at that particular time. However, an external hospital disaster is an event which occurs outside the hospital, which results in casualties of all types and degrees of severity more than the available resources can handle at that particular time, and it requires additional resources to care for the victims. We have an internal hospital disaster, which is an event or a major breakdown of utilities within the hospital which causes or threatens to cause physical damage or injury to the hospital staff or patients within the hospital. Example, fire outbreak, explosion, gas leakage, disruption of utility services, or radiological accidents.